a democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Green.
Welcome into the Sportsocracy. It's a Monday morning. It is at the Sportsocracy on all the social medias. Be sure to like it, share it, and follow it. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Green alongside. This is going to be a fun one today.
Oh, I'm going to say, it's a good day in the neighborhood.
Man, what a great few last days we had in the sports world, namely the NFL wrapping up the regular season yesterday and last night on Sunday Night Football. What the hell was that? We've already got Jeremy's favorite day ever to celebrate. Adam Gase has been fired. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
No more sleeps for me with Adam Gase as my NFL head coach.
We'll talk about the NFL coaching carousel. The playoffs are set. Oh, and there are a lot of salty Giants fans today.
And they're all wrong. Every one of you is wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing. Here's my problem. What the hell were we just subjected to on Sunday Night Football? That was the most god-awful thing I have ever seen in the history of football.
Who cares?
I care. I care because you made me invested in it. You gave me drama down to the end, and then all of a sudden...
There was no drama.
No.
Did you ever for a second think Philadelphia was winning that game? Because I didn't.
Going into the fourth quarter, I thought,
did not.
there's a chance that they're actually going to come back and win this game.
Can we be really honest here? I want to let's go for some truth bombs here.
Okay.
First of all, Jalen Hurts was not all that good.
Nope.
It's not like he was. It's not like he had some historic day going. He had been pretty half-assed, if we're being really honest.
Mm-hmm. He was 7 of 20 for 70-something yards.
That's one. Two. And I cannot emphasize this enough, and I want to address this to every player that has ever played for the New York Giants. The Philadelphia Eagles don't owe you shit! I don't know why you thought that they were going to show up to defend the honor of the NFL. Then you're a moron! This went exactly how I thought it would go.
It just,
I didn't necessarily think they were going to put in the worst quarterback I've ever seen in NFL history.
He is just the...
sweet baby. God, he was bad.
I've never seen anybody play the quarterback who's that bad.
You remember that thing I said yesterday? That today you are going to see the difference between a starting quarterback and a third-string quarterback. Well, I was right. I was just not talking about the right game. I thought we were going to be having this talk about John Walford today. And...
Oh!
Yeah!
You got a bell, baby!
Thank you, Kevin Vick.
I now have 2 bells.
It was just so god-awful to watch last night. And then Nate Sudfeld comes in, and both teams are acting like they don't want it. They're just giving the ball away every other possession. It was just so awful to watch. And then to hear Doug Peterson come out at the end of the game and say, I was coaching to win.
What do you want him to say?
Fuck off.
If he told you the truth, you would kill him.
I would not kill
crush
him
forever. Yes, you would.
I would not.
Because you're not a fan of tanking in the first damn place. You think it's the most god-awful thing that could ever happen. I don't. You know what the worst thing that could possibly happen is? You do what my team does. Win too many games!
I have never been against tanking. I've just been against tanking in such an obvious way.
Oh, so you want him to do it like cloak and dagger? Hey, Trevor, try to hand the ball off the wrong direction.
Right.
Yeah.
Just don't make it so goddamn obvious that we're not going to be trying to win this game at all.
Yeah.
Because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Now, if Doug Peterson had come out after the game and said, you know what, I think this was the best path forward for our organization, and then just left it at that, fine. But don't tell me you're out there coaching to win the game. You're not coaching to win this game.
No.
And we all knew it.
I just love that Nate Sudfeld, there's like 30 seconds left in the game. I don't think he looked further down the field than the width of this desk one time. And he looked petrified, too. But now remember, this is the quarterback that the Eagles tried to tell us when, Nick Foles got wound up in Jacksonville.
Yep.
We feel good about Nate Sudfeld.
Yep.
You shouldn't.
He's the best backup in the league. I've
shouldn't.
heard that for 3 years.
He's not the best backup on his own team.
No.
That is very evident.
Hell, I'll be honest with you. I think Doug Peterson, at 50-some-odd years old, not having played an NFL game in over a decade, could have come in and looked better than Nate Sudfeld.
Right.
He was just god-awful.
God.
That's why everybody cares. Hell, let's be really honest. The Jacksonville Jaguars have been doing this since September.
Yeah.
You're pissed because it cost somebody a playoff spot. And it's a team that they do not care. Nobody in Philadelphia woke up yesterday morning and went, we have to keep the Washington football team out of the playoffs. We're really worried about the integrity of the game. You try to play good, you want to play good. I don't think we play very good.
I can deal with that. Just don't lie to my face.
Well, I mean, it was so funny. You see Saquon Barkley and Darius Slayton like, what the hell is happening? What did you think was going to happen? Mm-hmm. Did you think that the Eagles were going to rally together and come celebrate?
Yeah, because Jim Schwartz told us that there was no hat rule. That was not no hat rule offense.
Yeah.
What I was watching last night was hat rule. We want to see somebody win some hats.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. They wanted to see somebody win in Philadelphia.
Yeah. It's a little touchy subject, and I don't know.
Yes,
But part of me after that game looked at it and felt like Roger Goodell needs to step in and he
do
needs
what?
to strip this franchise of draft picks
You can't
and
do that.
fire their coach.
You cannot do
and
that.
just because it was gross. I know it can't happen, but damn it, give me my
talk.
fantasy.
That's dumb talk. Oh, let's take draft picks away from you because you did what was best for your
This
franchise.
is the most god awful thing you've ever subjected a national audience to.
I have told you on this show since the day we started doing it. Mm-hmm. There are two speeds for smart teams in the NFL.
Yep.
Either be good or be god awful.
Yep.
Don't be average. There is no positive to being 7 and 9. Mm-hmm. None.
Once emotion got out of the way for me, once emotion got out of there,
Oh,
I felt
poor,
like we were going to win.
poor giant Brian.
And then,
We have our first breaking news bell.
uh-oh.
Doug Marone. Bye, Doug.
Oh.
Bye, Dougie.
Doug shan't be the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars no more.
What does that feel like? What is it? Think about this. So Doug Marone had to go to sleep last night knowing that the very waking minute that his ownership and GM has, he's gone.
Yeah.
The very second the next day, somebody's going to take your livelihood away from you.
You know what Doug Marone probably did this morning? Oh, thank Jesus. God, I'm so tired of Jacksonville. God almighty, you can only eat so many meals at a Bennigan's before you go, give me something better!
Oh, yeah, because he's got better coming. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, what's worse than Jacksonville? Cleveland. He could wind up in Cleveland.
Right, he'll be a coordinator in Cleveland.
Doug Marone, I mean, to me, it's relief. Like, we lost 15 games in a row. We were non-competitive the vast majority of the time.
Yep.
And now you have mercifully told me I don't have to do this anymore. Thank you. Doug Marone's big ass probably got up, shook his hand, and said, thank you, God. Get me out of Jacksonville. He probably has a 12 noon flight back to New York.
Maybe so.
I would. And have you heard the Urban Meyer thing with Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
Yeah.
Can anybody explain to me why Urban Meyer would want the
It's
Jacksonville?
ego.
Lawrence.
It's ego.
Trevor
You
Lawrence.
want to
Okay.
show that you can do it at the highest level.
Hey, I beat Adam Schefter. Ha ha!
Nice.
It's the only thing. Urban Meyer would take this job because he thinks he can do it. And he wants to prove to everybody that he can do it.
So you go to Jacksonville, the most bereft of talent franchise maybe in NFL history, where good players go to build their brand and wind up with the Rams.
Yep.
Cool. I don't get it. And I don't. To be really honest with you, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, and I don't care. I don't know why you would want Urban Meyer. What about Urban Meyer screams pro coach?
I don't think he's. I don't
No.
think
What
that-
about
Nothing.
anything he's ever done goes, oh yeah, this will work in the
We
NFL.
have seen this.
And you're gonna have to give him all kinds of control.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's not going to just, I'll be the coach and I'll let somebody else pick my players for me. I don't think so.
No.
And it's going to cost a fortune. This has bad news bears written all over.
Well, I mean, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Steve Spurrier all over.
Of course it is.
Well,
yeah.
5-11.
Yeah.
Not too good.
Yeah,
Hold on,
no,
Coach.
I mean, it never works out.
No.
It never has worked out.
Nope.
It's always the same thing. College coach goes to the pros, and he never becomes successful. We've seen this time and time again.
By the way,
people
you're
try to
gonna
make the
you're gonna see
arguments
a lot of
that
this year, just so you know.
college coaches going
I
pro.
think you see at least 2.
So Matt Campbell and
Pat Fitzgerald.
Pat Fitzgerald.
Pat Fitzgerald is apparently all the way in on taking an NFL job.
Really? Even out of Chicago.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's not Chicago.
Right.
I think that was a
Detroit's
narrative
not
that
that
people
far
not
away.
close to him made up.
Gotcha.
Because I can tell you definitively, he's going to interview for the Jets job.
Uh-huh.
That's already been, the call has already been made. We have already made the arrangements.
You feel good about that?
No.
No. You shouldn't. You should
You
not.
know who we could hire that I would feel good about? Well, fucking me neither. I don't either. I don't know who we can hire either.
Right. Who becomes good head coaches in the NFL?
well,
it's
here's-
offensive coordinators. It's defensive coordinators. It's just there's something different about the NFL.
But it's different. It's an individual case by case basis. All right, so look at all the guys that are going to potentially land a job this year.
Okay.
Who do you just absolutely no doubt know is going to be a good coach? Eric Bieniemy?
No.
Yeah, you feel great about that?
No.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
He's been under Andy Reid his entire coaching career. Andy Reid is the offensive guru. You really feel great about Eric Bieniemy?
No.
I mean, he deserves a job and he should get one. But do you know he's going to be a great coach?
No, you don't.
Could he be Anthony Lynn? Would that shock you?
No,
No.
it wouldn't.
No. You feel great about Wink Martindale?
Absolutely not.
God, please.
I don't
Jesus,
feel good
don't hire
about
him.
anybody nicknamed Wink.
He reminds me of Rex Ryan so much, and I don't physically think I can do that again. I don't think I can go through Rex Ryan Purdue.
I will say I feel pretty confident, not completely certain about Robert Salah. I think he's a program builder.
He better bring in a real good offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that you just got so many moving pieces here. I mean, hell, I've heard Dan Mullen's going to interview for an NFL job. Joe? Hey, Brian.
That's Jacksonville right there.
right there.
I cannot say this emphatically enough. Joe Douglas, we kind of look alike, and I feel like we could be real good friends. If you hire Dan Mullen to replace Adam Gase, I might have to just stop. I don't think I can handle it. There's like 14 landmines in this coaching carousel that please, God, don't let that be the one we land on. I feel like I'm playing pressure luck, and there are just way more little devil things.
Little whammies.
Little whammies.
No
No
whammies.
whammies.
No whammies. Big money. No whammies.
No whammies, big money, and damn it.
Got to it.
That's my bell.
So here, if Pat Fitzgerald does go to the Jets, though, think about this. He probably brings Kafka with him.
Maybe.
Kafka.
Kafka, I have heard that. If Pat Fitzgerald gets a job in Kafka, here's the problem. I think Kafka's going to get a job too.
Yeah.
I really do.
I mean, I don't.
And I'm here for it.
You think he gets a head coaching job?
I do.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't know if he will. If teams will reach out. I mean, maybe if enough people say no.
And here's the thing that we haven't talked about. Here's the elephant in the room. So, we've got the 5 jobs now with Jacksonville that are already open. I still think Fangio gets fired in Denver. I don't care what they said. We were totally committed to Adam Gase 2 weeks ago. I don't think he got back to the locker room good before they went, no.
Yeah.
That's restricted access. That's for employees only. You don't get to go there anymore.
You go that way.
Anthony Lynn, I think he probably gets got too. So
Yeah.
that leaves us, that'd be 7 jobs open.
Yeah.
And then there's 8. And it's going to be one of 2.
The New England Patriots.
That's one of them. There's another one that I've heard too that's really interesting.
And I don't buy it. Go ahead and say it.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Why? Why would they give up on Cliff Kingsbury?
Because he's been god awful. Is that good enough for you?
I mean, that team's 8-8. They're on the rise.
and should have been 10-6. Minimum. They missed the playoffs because of Cliff Kingsbury.
Okay.
You've been saying that all year. You've been saying who's the biggest.
They have all the talent in the world. They have one of the best young quarterbacks in the league. They have a pretty good group of running backs. They got one of the 3 best receivers in the NFL. And you didn't make the playoffs. You've lost out to the Bears. The Bears. Who lost 6 games in a row.
Now, see,
trust me, there's some pissed off in Arizona.
See, this is actually interesting because there is a guy that I would like to see get that job.
Is his name Lincoln Riley?
No, his name is Eric Bieniemy. Think about that. Think about Eric Bieniemy moving to the Arizona Cardinals would make a whole lot of sense. He's got the same weapons or the makings of the same kind of weapons that he has with Kansas City. And so
I can't get away from Bieniemy taking the Chargers job. I just don't see any way that happen.
I mean, I can see that happening as well, but here's the thing. If you're the Cardinals, you're going to fire a guy who's now 8-8. He's, said to be one of the rising stars of the coaching game.
Nobody thinks he's a rising star.
Okay, all right.
Nobody
That's
does.
what they said when he was hired.
Well,
and that's what they said when they gave him the USC job, and that's what I'm saying. He has long been regarded as that.
As an offensive genius.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's much more of an offensive genius than Adam Gase, obviously.
He's much more of an offensive genius than I am.
But here's the thing. You've got a coach who just went 8-8. You missed out on the playoffs just barely. And you had a hurt quarterback. So how much are you gonna knock him for that?
Me? Or
no, I'm saying as an owner, you're only going to fire him if you can get a better guy. And there's only one, right? There's only one out there that would make sense right now as a better coach than Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh, there's a lot of guys that would make sense.
Okay. To me, it's Eric
Lincoln Riley would be my first call.
Yeah.
Hey, Lincoln, you want to stop recruiting? Huh?
I don't buy that.
You want to play with Kyler?
Want to come back and play build blocks with Kyler? Be fun.
I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he stays in college for a while.
He's gonna listen.
Oh, I'm sure he'll listen.
Mark my words, he's gonna listen.
I'm sure he will listen. I mean, of course, everybody's gonna listen. I think. If the NFL calls you,
apparently Ryan Day is not. Of which why you would want Ryan Day, I have absolutely no idea. But
whatever. I mean, but I get it. You've got a job forever in college. And you're going to listen. Somebody's interested. So the LA Chargers want to give you a call, Ryan Day. I guarantee you're going to pick up that phone.
According to him, he's not.
Yeah.
And there have been a lot of coaches in college that have felt that way.
Okay.
I mean, Steve Spurrier didn't listen forever. Then, the waters got a little chummy in Florida, and he went, see ya.
Well, Ryan Day's sitting in a perfect position right now. I mean, because he just shut the world up.
Oh.
He did. He did.
And
Everyone has said.
Let's do this. Let's eat this frog.
here we go.
Everyone said it couldn't be done, and here Ohio State beat the fuck out of Clemson. So what is your criticism now?
My criticism of Ohio State.
They just proved
they should never have been here in the first place.
It doesn't matter. They just proved they belonged here. They just proved they were one of the best 4 teams. Absolutely. How could they beat the number 2 team in the country and go, no, they didn't. They didn't deserve to be here.
Played 6 games. You've had no attrition. You've lost absolutely no one, and Clemson didn't have their offensive coordinator.
I hate it for
it's
you.
It's real easy to explain.
I hate it for you. I mean,
that
makes no difference.
Hey, here's the thing. All the people that are saying, Ohio State proved they should be here. Okay, give me a week. Give me exactly 7 days from right now. Because your day of reckoning is drawing nigh.
And the only thing that's
they're going to get beat by 50.
And the only thing that's going to prove is they were the second best team in the country.
Disagree with you. Notre Dame kept it closer than that. If they come in against Alabama and get the fuck beat out of them, trust me, every person like me is going to go, all right, you had one good win against a team who literally had a play caller that's never called a play in his life. Trevor Lawrence, who's a 3-year starter, couldn't figure out which side the running back was going to.
Yep.
And Brandon Streeter apparently thought he was calling plays for Michael Vick because he ran way more than he should have. Hey, you want to know? You asked the question, I answered it. When Ohio State gets boat raced, and they're gonna. And for the love of Jesus, can we stop with this Justin Fields shit? Oh, you're wrong about Justin Fields. Okay. All right. Draft him. Take him 2. Do it. Tail, take him 1. Shit, take him 1. Jacksonville, Urban Meyer, go get your quarterback. Let me have Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence didn't look like a great NFL quarterback.
He did not.
Yeah, he's played 36 games in college. He's lost exactly 2 of them. In one of them, he was, I think, had hillbilly hand fishing calling plays for him. So I'm still Trevor. It's still Trevor by a lot.
Yep, I agree with you. Trevor Lawrence is still the best quarterback in the country. I don't care what.
It's not even close.
I don't care what the stats say. I don't care that he had a bad game. Everybody's going to have a bad game here or there. Just it's going to happen, and he just so happened to have his on a national stage in front of God and everybody against the team that we all said shouldn't be there in the first place. So it's a bad look.
I still don't believe they should have been there.
Well, you can not believe that all you want to, but they just...
Them beating Clemson does not prove that.
It absolutely does.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Okay, let's play this game. You remember 2 years ago Syracuse beat Clemson? Shit happens sometimes. You think Syracuse is better than Clemson? The best team does not always win. And I got news for you. If Clemson and Ohio State play 10 times, I'll take Clemson 9 of them.
There's not another team.
Give me Tony Elliott back and see what happens.
There's not another team in the country that you could make an argument should be there over them.
100% I could.
No,
you played
absolutely
6
not.
fucking games. And you played absolutely nobody. None of that's changed. I don't care if they go beat Alabama. I don't care. You still shouldn't have fucking been there. At the end of the day, you still should not have been there. Cool, you won. Whoop-de-damn-do.
Wow.
You still don't belong here for the same reasons I've said 100 times. Wow. You played half the games that everybody else did. You have nowhere near the attrition. You've lost nowhere near the players.
I should have known. I should have known. For some reason, I thought you were going to come in here with a logical mindset.
It is logical.
About this. It's
not 100% logical.
It's not logical. They
agreed with verbatim what I just said, and for months you agreed with me every freaking day.
Yeah.
And because they beat them one time.
Yep.
And now, granted, they beat the piss out of them.
Hell yeah, they did.
Changes absolutely nothing for me. Changes nothing for me.
Well, that's...
if I went on American Idol and just somehow randomly found the best song in the world for me, doesn't mean I'm a better singer than Chris fucking Daughtry. That's not how this works. If you don't deserve to be there, I don't care what you do when you get there.
Mm-hmm. That is unbelievable. There's not another team that you could have put in that Final Four that would have hung with Ohio State the way they played in that game.
Well, here's the thing. You also got the middle line, the guy that calls plays on the defense ejected in the second quarter for nothing. I keep doing this.
Yeah.
So you're missing your play caller on the defense. You're missing your play caller on the offense. So basically, you're just a drunk squirrel trying to fuck a football.
Yes.
Pretty much what you are. And that's exactly what it looked like. And by the way, all those great throws by Justin Fields, anybody that wants to tell me that he's a great quarterback, I'll let you come sit right here where Tons of Fun is, and I'll break down the All-22 and show you why none of those were NFL throws. He made 2 big boy throws in that whole game. And one of them easily could have been picked off. Except the safety was, I don't know, counting money in his head or something. I don't know what the fuck he did.
Right.
He's just sitting there. He stood dead flat-footed for about 3 seconds and let Olave get right behind him. It was a bad throw. It was a bad read. Period. And I'll show it to you. I'll explain to you why it's a bad read. And in the NFL, that don't happen. So, no, nothing. I mean, for me, nothing changed with Justin Fields. Great game for Ohio State. Good on you. Good luck.
I think they're going to get spanked in the national championship game.
And when they get beat by 50, it's going to validate everything I've said. Because Clemson would not have gotten beat by 50. Notre Dame didn't get beat by 50. Notre Dame, I'm not saying they hung close, but they were at least competitive for a half.
Yeah.
I don't think Ohio State will even do that. I think this game will be over in the first quarter.
Well, I mean, there is a path for that to happen, but didn't think that they were going to be. I thought
I'll make the
they would be
sweeping
the same
declaration
kind of
now.
thing against Clemson, and that didn't happen.
I'll make the sweeping declaration right now.
Okay.
Every positive you're saying about Justin Fields right now will be unwound when they play Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see him against high-level shit. The Stalsky thing, him getting ejected, was a nightmare. I mean, targeting is the worst rule in every college sport, or in any sport, period. That is the worst rule, period. What in the hell is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, literally, the next drive, you saw exactly why that rule is dumb as hell. Because Trey Sermon stopped 4 yards short, but nobody feels the urge to actually hit him. So they try to arm tackle him, gains the extra 4 yards, gets first down, they score a touchdown, ball game's over.
It's all about player safety. They put that rule in place. You cannot go at a guy with the crown of your head because
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with you with the head-to-head thing. But if you're telling me you put a helmet on these guys for a reason, and if you're telling me and I got news for you, Stalsky, I've watched plenty of tape on him. Not exactly the most athletic catch you've ever seen in your life. He knew I have one way of keeping Justin Fields from gaining this first down, and that is to de-cleat him. That's exactly what he did.
Yep.
And I got news for you. Justin Fields, you don't want to get it like that? Slide. That's all you had to do. All you had to do was slide. But see, now you've gotten this to a point that every defender is constantly on the ready for that. I mean, you could watch it the whole game long. Arm tackling. It's the reason offenses have gotten so prolific. And until you do something about it, you have a problem. And they never will. Now, the targeting thing is here to stay. And I'm good with it. Don't hit them in the head. Don't lead with your head and hit them in the head. You hit them in the back, guess you should have slid. Yeah, bet you will learn to slide next time. The next time Justin Fields wants to be a gamer and go pick up that first down, I'll bet you he slides.
Yeah. And he should. They should learn these things. I don't understand why. I was watching the Orange Bowl. Sam Howell, Jesus Christ, son, we need to hook you up with the baseball coach there at Chapel Hill because he don't know how to slide for nothing.
But there's a
He
reason.
doesn't
This has
because
been a
he's
constant
bigger
problem.
than everybody else, and
No,
he
he's
thinks
not.
he can.
Sam Howell's not that big.
Oh God, he's
Sam Howell's 6'1".
six-
Sam Howell's
he's bigger
standing.
than that, ain't he?
No, he's not.
Shit, I thought he
I've
was
already
like
done the
6'3".
profile on him. He's 6'1", like 210.
He's
Next to me, he'd look like a little kid.
he runs like a big boy.
He does, but you know why? Trust me, I've had this qualm with damn near every quarterback. Probably, I'm trying to think of the last one that I really thought took good care of himself. I mean, Russell Wilson's the one that's sticking out to me. But,
Baseball player, by the way.
but you know why? yeah, that it does. Tend
Well, I mean,
those two things do tend to.
who are the best sliders? Who are the best guys at
all
getting
guys
down?
that play baseball?
Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson.
And here's the thing. You know why they don't slide? Because they're protected. You can't touch them. You can't do anything to a quarterback. So they're emboldened. This is like and I'm really not trying to get political here, but this is like a microcosm of the world.
Okay.
If you don't punish somebody for doing dumb shit,
Here we go.
don't be shocked when they keep doing dumb shit.
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong.
Wrong at all.
It's America in a nutshell.
It
Stop telling people that your stupid ideas are good ideas. Not everybody's opinion is equal because some people are dumb.
That's right.
And I got news for you. Justin Fields, as a real tiny quarterback, not sliding against one of the dirtiest players in college football, that is a hell of a hitter, is dumb.
It is dumb. It's very dumb. But the rule is, they followed the rule as it's written. You cannot go at a guy with the crown of your helmet.
And I
exactly
firmly
what he
believe
did.
that rule should be changed. The helmet-to-helmet thing, all the way. But I got news for you. They did the exact same thing to Trevor Lawrence on the next drive.
Well, the reason they instituted that rule is because of spinal injuries.
And I got it.
Right. And
You know
so
how you avoid
they'll
that
never
from
go
happening?
against it.
Don't spin into a guy. And literally every bit of that was bad.
Well, it wasn't.
Everything
it wasn't
did
on
was
Justin
not good.
Fields.
100% it was.
No.
Get down. I mean, I don't know if you've ever coached a second of football in your life. That is something you tell quarterbacks on day one. Don't be a hero because you will get dead because you are completely you're not prepared for how hard you're going to get hit. Because we have pampered quarterbacks for my entire life. And it's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. It's a god-awful rule. I mean, I don't know what the hell the guy's supposed to do. I really don't. I look at some of these hits that they flag, And I'll tell you the part of this that I hate the most is the ability to throw the flag after the fact.
Yeah.
The fact that you can go to a little monitor and look at it, it's slowed down, it frame by frame, and throw a flag, I hate. Absolutely hate that.
Yep.
You want to eject the guy, more power to you. But do not throw that flag retroactively.
I
Bullshit.
honestly believe they need to go back and they need to assess it, and there needs to be, like in basketball, like flagrant fouls and just regular fouls.
I agree with that.
So, like on the targeting,
that's a way to fix
we
this.
can have a targeting 1 and a targeting 2, and if there, it's the only way I can think, because Skalski should not have been kicked out of the game.
No. This is like Nancy Reagan used to say about porn. I can't explain it, but I know it when I see it.
Right.
That's the same way with this.
Right.
You see a defenseless receiver go over the middle, and that safety just torpedoes him right between the eyes.
Yep.
You should probably go to the locker room.
Done. Gone.
Skalski lowers his head to keep a guy from converting a first down and gets kicked out of his last game as a college player.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's definitely the way to go.
Yeah, I think they have to amend the rule, and they have to come up with,
Like
like I said, there's going to be flagrant fouls, and there's just going to be regular targeting, and
And that's the way it should be.
if there's some intent there, or
I'll be 100%
if it's just
honest
a
with you.
stupid play, that was just unlucky.
I'll be honest with you. Had they not ejected him out of the game, I'd been fine with penalty. I wouldn't even be talking about this right now. Mm-hmm. I'd have been fine with penalty. It would have had the same effect. They would have still gone down and scored. It would have still been a backbreaker play, but Skalski would have still been in the game.
Yep.
You would have still had your signal caller. I mean, if you don't think that played
Yeah, but it was going off the rails before that.
not nearly
I
as
mean,
bad.
Skalski-
Everybody's talking about, they were, and I've heard you say this 2 times in 2 days.
Yeah.
How many times were they lined up wrong?
Right.
Why? It's not hard to figure out because, well, first of all, Ohio State figured out one great big problem with Brent Venables. Brent, you really need to go back to the old drawing board because they figured you out. I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
The other thing is the guy that you're used to calling plays that you know is gone. So now you got a guy that, I mean, how many snaps has he taken as the play caller ever?
Right.
And now you're doing it on a national stage.
Well, that
he can
was
barely
on
get
offense.
himself lined up.
Well, that was on offense, wasn't it?
What are you talking about?
It was the offensive coordinator that.
No, I'm talking about the guy that calls. Stowski's the guy that calls the plays on the defensive sideline.
Oh yeah, but I'm
It
saying
comes
it
in
was
to
going shit. It was going sideways
Not as
before
bad
he
as,
came out.
not
of the
as
game.
bad as it was. He
Oh.
got ejected real early.
There were
And
a
most of
few
it,
plays
I'm
on
telling
there
you, go
where
back and watch the
Skalski
tape.
is just he's
He's losing
doing like
his
this.
shit
He's like,
at
dude,
one
you
guy.
got to be over here,
but
and
he's
this guy's
losing
got
it
to be over
on
here.
one guy. Yeah,
Right.
There's a huge difference of what happened after that.
But they were
after
all
that,
just-
they're completely
Yeah.
misaligned.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they've got wide open. I mean, I was telling my wife at one point, I can tell you what lane they're going to run through by the way they're lined up. Mm-hmm. I mean, and Fields figured it out. I'm going to run an RPO. I am playing one guy because there's only one guy and there's 2 of us. So whoever he goes with, we're going the opposite direction. Mm-hmm. And they couldn't stop Sermon at all. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, Kevin Vick just said something really good in the comments. What's the difference in Skalski dropping his head to hit Fields and what Derrick Henry does every Sunday? Drops his head to initiate contact, and run throw guy. Mm-hmm. What's the difference? There's not one. There is no damn difference. This is a violent game. Mm-hmm. You kind of sign up for that when if you don't want to get hit, play fucking badminton. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of games that you can play that do not involve you getting hit. Play those.
Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of a difference from a guy who's running upright and trying to, it's all about the center of gravity.
Head and neck injuries.
When you're spearing this way, like Skalski was, there's greater risk
I've
of him
watched
hurting
Derrick
himself.
Henry literally drop his head dead down and run over people. And if you think there's a difference, I got news for you. We got plenty of helmets right here. We'll go out in the parking lot and I'll lower my head on you and you tell me there's a difference.
Right.
Because you're a shitload shorter than I am.
Right.
And I can get a hell of a little battering ram on you with my head dropped down. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. I've always had that problem too.
Right.
It's just like the face mask thing. All right, so the defender can't grab a face mask, but the running back can 100% do it, and they do it all the time.
No, they can't. That's a penalty.
They can't pull them,
Right.
but they can grab that face mask, and as long as they don't pull,
Right.
they never call it, ever. Mm-hmm. But it's the offensive. we have swung completely on into the way of offense, which is the reason that you see Oklahoma so good every year. And, on and on down the line. Central Florida has been relevant for how long?
Right.
They couldn't stop a nosebleed with a roll of paper towels. They give up 500 yards a game. But they can score.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's not a fix to it. That's the bad thing. You're just going to have to get mentally okay with it because nothing's ever going to change.
Yeah.
Your idea of multiple targetings, I think, is the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That's the best resolution I've heard yet.
Yeah. I do have good ideas every now and then.
I'm not. You 100% do. You also think Jalen Hurts should have played for the competitive nature of the game.
Well, I just feel like, I do actually. The fan in me is just still pissed off about that. The fan in me is just like, no, you went out there to lose. And not only did you do it, but you toyed with everybody, making us think for 3 quarters that you wanted it.
Here's the
And then you
thing.
did.
All right, here's the proof's in the pudding.
Mm-hmm.
If he wanted to lose, why is Brandon Graham still out there?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Darius Slay still out there?
Mm-hmm.
Why are all these guys still out there?
Mm-hmm. Just to fuck with us.
I'm going to be really honest. What I wish he had said, I took Jalen Hurts out because he sucked.
Oh,
that's what I wish he had said.
I don't know. I don't think he can go down that road. I really don't think he could go down that road with Carson Wentz wanting out of town.
There was someone said in the comments earlier that after the game, Wentz was out there with Ertz, and everybody saying it looked like he was just saying goodbye. It looked like
Carson Wentz is done apparently.
Carson Wentz is gone.
Yeah, Carson Wentz is done. He wants out of town. He apparently has had some kind of falling out with Doug Peterson, and he's done with it. And honestly, I can't blame him.
Yeah, it was.
He got a bad rep for what happened this year.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that Carson Wentz was not. I mean, he was bad. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he couldn't hold on to the football for shit, but he was running for his life a lot every 5 seconds. No blocking, nothing. He didn't have any weapons to work with. He got the shit end of the stick this year.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? Doug Peterson knows that.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you right now, Doug Peterson knows. If you're telling me I have to commit to Jalen Hurts being my franchise quarterback, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Fire me. I don't care. Fire me. I do not want to be tied to that.
It's kind of concerning, though, hearing Carson Wentz say he wants out of town.
Well, Carson Wentz, in fairness, never said anything. And he denied that when they asked him, when the Sunday Night Crew asked him.
Right.
That did scream, and I cannot believe I'm about to agree with something Chris Collinsworth said. But
Okay.
it did scream of agent speak.
Mm-hmm.
That screamed of your agent is going, there's a market for you. The more games you don't play, the thinner the market gets.
Mm-hmm.
Get out while the getting's good.
Mm-hmm. But how do you fix it?
I still can't get away from him. I feel like he's ending up in Indianapolis next year. Frank Reich.
I mean, that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it does make perfect sense for Carson Wentz to somehow end up in Indianapolis. But here's the problem: they've got all that dead money. All that dead money is just.
Philadelphia, as you know them, it's done.
Yeah.
That picture of Kelsey and Wentz and Ertz on the sideline, that's probably the last time you see any of them in Philadelphia. Ertz is a free agent. I guarantee you he's not going back.
Right.
That went super sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Wentz, I'm not as dead convinced that he's not back. I think at some point Howie Roseman has to go, are we really doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Are we really trading a guy that, just a year ago, 2 years ago, we would universally have said was one of the 5 to 8 best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you're going to trade, and you're going to trade him out of here for a kid that couldn't even start in college. Really.
Right.
For a kid that had to transfer to start in college.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's a run-first quarterback that has absolutely one of the most inaccurate arms you'll ever see in your life.
Right.
That's what we're going to do this for.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense at all. And so I don't know if it's agent speak or what. But now
it strikes me as agent speak.
But now the goal is Doug Peterson has to figure out how to fix this thing.
Yeah.
And Doug's the guy to do it. The talk that he was going to get fired was comical to me. Because I got news for you, and I know this definitively. If Doug Peterson were to get fired, let's say Howie Roseman winds up with a stick in his ass this morning and goes, "The hell with Doug
I'm
Peterson."
done. Yeah.
He would be on a flight to New York before the ink was dry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Joe Douglas would go, "I want that guy.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Give me that guy."
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a guy with a Super Bowl ring that I know what he is. I've seen him do it.
Yeah.
All this talk about, Doug Peterson's not that good. It was all Frank Reich. I don't buy it. I still
Here's
think
the thing,
Doug
Frank
Peterson
Reich
is a
ain't
good
won,
coach.
hasn't won jack squat without Doug Peterson. So,
Oh, well, I mean, he's got his team in the playoffs, so that's a thing.
who they play?
The Bills.
Oh wait,
Hey, at least we made it.
Dude, the Bills just stopped on Miami and put their foot down and ran.
we
through
didn't
them.
even plan on talking about.
But
this.
what's the one thing? What's the one thing that's wrong in Indianapolis? They're going into next season. What's the one thing that you need?
Quarterback.
It's a quarterback,
I mean, yeah.
right? So that's why the narrative
You need
exists.
some playmakers not named Jonathan Taylor if you're.
I mean, they'll get one.
Michael Pittman's there.
We've said that for a while.
Well,
T.Y. Hilton was
they've
the
been
thing for a
getting
couple
him
weeks.
for a while.
Well,
The Paris
Michael
Campbell thing, you got. I'm gonna give him a break on that because Paris Campbell has been injured every second
What
he's
was
been
the
in the
biggest knock on him coming out of college?
league. They could stay healthy.
I had a third round grade on him. You took him in the first round. You get what you get. Sorry,
Was he a
back to
first
luck.
round pick?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I
in
was
the
thinking he
first
was a second round pick.
Because I remember seeing that going, "Oh, you're going to regret that shit." Because we had just done this with Devin
Right.
Smith not a year
Right.
before.
But he's a guy that I think can be good if he can catch a break.
Yeah.
So when he comes back healthy next year, he has a fully healthy year. I think he's going to be a really good player.
Paris Campbell,
yeah.
he'll never have a fully healthy year unless he starts playing badminton like we previously.
Well, I don't
discussed.
know. I mean, everybody's due one, right? Will Fuller proved that to us this year. Come on, you got to give me that.
And it was so funny. You
Anybody-
said that 'cause I literally just
He
started
doesn't.
thinking-
He doesn't know what he just said. You mean the guy that got busted for steroids? That the guy you're
yeah,
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if Paris Campbell meets up with
Hey.
Alex Rodriguez's doctor, then yeah, maybe he has a hell of a
I'm
year.
not saying don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm saying don't do that because it's illegal and shit.
It's not illegal. It's just
Steroids
against
is-
the NFL.
Steroids is 100% illegal. HGH is illegal in this country.
You don't know.
I mean, it can be prescribed to you, but getting it from some random dude down the street, it doesn't work that way.
It was a doctor, wasn't it?
Kind of.
See,
Doctor.
I'm not saying that it's illegal. It's just against the NFL rules. If you wanted to get it, you could. Okay, that's my point.
Same thing with heroin. Just throw that out. If you wanted
But
to
then
get it,
that
you
would
could.
be illegal. That defeats the whole point of the argument.
And if you don't have. Moving on.
Anyway, I think Paris Campbell is a possible good piece. So I give him a break on
and I
that.
could care less about Paris Campbell. He's the 4 in Indianapolis.
Well,
You
he'll
know,
be the
you know what I
2
care
when
about
he's
with
healthy.
Indianapolis? They're going to get demolished this weekend because that Bills team. Am I the only one that watched that and went, "Who pissed off Sean McDermott?"
Yep, everybody.
That Matt Barkley touchdown was proving a point.
The 60-yard
The
bomb.
Gabriel Davis, this game is already long over.
Yep.
That was proving a point. I don't know what it was. I don't know who said what. I don't know. But somebody done screwed up and pee-peed in Sean McDermott's cornflakes, and he wanted to prove a point.
I would love to know what it was.
I would
I would
too.
love to know what the trigger was.
See,
for
you
that.
get where everybody's all wrapped up about